It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
I've been raking up off these niggas for a minute now. Hey, y'all gonna learn to listen one way or another though. Hey, let's get it. Let me show you how I keep the money coming. Strapped up like he check, nigga run it. In the mirror, yeah, I love what I'm becoming. Ain't no discussion, boy, don't make me spit your onion. Hey, let me show you how I keep the money coming. Strapped up like he check, nigga run it. In the mirror, yeah, I love what I'm becoming. Ain't no discussion, boy, don't make me split your onion. Flashback to the days, I was in the days. I was sleeping on the couch, couldn't nobody stay. I was serving up the chicken, couldn't get a raise. Now I'm cooking up the game like I'm Bobby Flay. Fuck rap, I ain't got no friends in this shit. Put them M's to the front like a Benz in this shit. I be swimming through the money and got some fins in this shit. I be stomping through the street like some Timbs in this bitch. Made trends in this shit for some IOUs, but I don't lose. Construction high, tighten them screws. Tie up my shoes, back on the block, straight to the bag, ho. Jumping off the porch for that green like a tadpole.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Now, in this video, we're going to be getting into Drake's complete proposal as it pertains to his witness list. We're also going to get into the people that UMG have proposed in their witness list. Y'all know just a few days ago, I told y'all about the guy, Asamoah, whatever the fuck his name is. And they were basically saying that he was a part of TDE, or I wouldn't even say TDE, but part of the promotions of what Kendrick Lamar has going on, right? They're trying to say that he has something to do with them. Now, what I didn't get to say in my last video was that Homeboy's name is on GNX as an A&R. All right. I did not know that. I had to do some extra searching of his name. But the Asamoah dude is associated with the GNX project, right? Drake has been trying to find him. He ain't nowhere to be found, right? This dude has a lot of different reports on his name. The reports do have weird timing, as they were all released online on this ripoff report website after Not Like Us. About a week after Not Like Us was released, all this weird shit started coming up under his name. It does seem that he does have some sort of criminal history, being arrested in the past, but some of the stuff looks a little strange. All that being stated, we're not on him no more because there's so many other people to get through. And the way it's looking right now is we may get an appearance from Kendrick Lamar. He may have to show up. I can't say definitively whether or not he will. You know what I'm saying? If they're gonna make him, if he's gonna be subpoenaed. But at this current juncture, his name is on the list as submitted by UMG. Not by Drake, but by UMG. Okay? This is the part of the paperwork that I overlooked the other day. Otherwise, I could have broke this story way before now. But we're going to get into it today. Now, interestingly enough, this shit done made ABC News. Drake's lawyers allege that Universal Music Group boosted Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, a song which Drake says is defamatory to him. This shit is now on ABC News, and they talking about his potential witness list. We're going to get to the list in just a moment, though.
Drake's lawyers are escalating his fight against his own record label. The rapper's legal team has filed a list of dozens of possible witnesses in the case. Drake alleges Universal Music Group artificially boosted Kendrick Lamar's diss track Not Like Us by using bots and paying for streams and radio exposure. Lamar went on to perform a slightly edited version of the song at the Super Bowl, and now a long list of potential witnesses includes some of the biggest players in the music industry. ABC News contributor and DJ Megan Wright is here to help us break down what it all means. So, Megan, what do you make of this list and the names on it?
Okay, yeah, you said long list, and it is quite a list. Drake's legal team submitted a witness list at the beginning of June, and has just now been made public this week. And it includes 63 names, including some of the biggest names in the industry. You have Lucian Grange, who is the CEO of UMG. You also have Dave Free, who was the president of TDE, which was Kendrick's label, and is also Kendrick's current business partner. You also have top executives from Spotify that have connections to like streaming services like Spotify and the NFL. But what's interesting, Diane, is Kendrick Lamar is not on the list.
Not on Drake.
Megan, there are a bunch of major companies, though, also on the list. Apple, Spotify, SiriusXM, TikTok, it goes on. What do you make of that part of it? Any sense of the picture they're trying to paint here?
I mean, I'm sure at first they're probably like, how did I get into this? Like, the music industry is just, the idea of putting out songs in the music industry just happens like every day. And then also in hip hop, a lot of these songs are controversial. So none of that is new, but I think we're definitely in a new space. Again, I kind of covered this feud for our Nightline Impact Hulu episode. And this is also not the first time anybody has been sued over a diss record, but it is the most high profile, and especially in the current space that we are in with technology, streaming services, the internet, like it is all new. So I guess you're kind of like thinking like, if you didn't do anything wrong, what is the problem here? But also, what is wrong? Is there like a gray area? And depending on how this case moves forward, what could change in the industry regarding these type of records?
Now, Drake's team is arguing that the song itself is defamatory and that the record label, which in different divisions represents both Drake and Kendrick Lamar, sort of artificially colluded to make this track take off in the way that it did. That said, Kendrick is the one who, it's his song. He is the one who performs it. So why not include him on this list or in this lawsuit?
Well, my first thought would be optics, a way to kind of get around some of these conversations is optics. Like, he's not suing his opponent, he's suing his label. And, he really believes that, look, like both Kendrick and Drake, as you said, are under this UMG, umbrella. Kendrick is under UMG via Interscope. Drake is under UMG via Republic. And I don't think he's going back and forth, with the records. Because you have to think, if you're listening to all of the songs that were also put out in the beef, there were some things that Drake said as well. So then that I would assume, give room for there to be issues with some of the things he said. But he's like, look, Kendrick released this record. It went to the levels that it went to. I don't believe it was supposed to go to those levels. This is what I believe Drake is thinking. And also, you're my label, and you are, aiding in the success of this record that I believe is defamatory. And Drake also believed that UMG had financial reasons to do so because his contract was up for renegotiation. So, he decided, I'm going to take on UMG, and of course, UMG is denying any wrongdoing whatsoever.
And UMG's also now their discovery list is public. What do you make of what you see there?
I mean, it's quite different, especially in size. There's only about, I think, 9 names on this list, but Kendrick and Drake are also both on this list. In addition, UMG filed a motion to have this entire thing kind of like thrown out in June. The judge has yet to rule on that. There was a hearing, but there has been no ruling, and there is no date for when we should expect that ruling. So right now we're just going to have to kind of wait and see. Kendrick is on tour, Drake is releasing new music, and I don't see an end to this feud in sight.
Same thing I've been saying, pretty much. So let's get to the list, shall we? So this is Drake's list. He's got himself, defendant UMG, Ramon Alvarez Smeekle, who we spoke about the other day. They say this is related to the defendant's use of covert tactics to promote the defamatory material, being not like us. Kojo Mini Asamoah, that's the guy that they can't seem to find. You've got Jordan Bell, who's an urban influencer or head of urban influencer and content marketing at Interscope. You got Steve Berman, president of marketing at Interscope. If you listen to those old Eminem albums, you'll hear Steve Berman on some skits. For All Causes of Action, we've got Anthony Boucher, aka Tony the Hitmaker, for defendant's use of covert tactics to promote the defamatory material, as in Not Like Us. You have Tiffany Bullock for defendant's marketing of the defamatory material. You have Laura Carter, defendant's use of covert tactics to promote. So I guess she's going to be questioned about her knowledge of any hiding of UMG's so-called behavior. You got Jesse Collins from Rock Nation on the list for defendant's licensing and performance of the defamatory material at the 2025 Super Bowl. So Jesse Collins of Rock Nation could potentially be questioned about why they allowed Kendrick to perform Not Like Us at the Super Bowl in court. We have Vincenza Conticchio, Video and Creative Content Commissioner at Interscope, for knowledge relating to defamatory material. So he's damn near suing the whole building. Well, I won't say suing the whole building, but like wants to question the whole building, more specifically. Bill Evans, Interscope EVP, Urban Promotion. David Isaac Friley, All Causes of Action. Jody Gerson, CEO of Universal Music Publishing Group, which is the publishing arm of UMG, for defendant's use of covert tactics to promote the defamatory material, because the song has been added to UMPG and it can be licensed for television, film, and other projects. Sir Lucian Grange is on the list here. All Causes of Action. Jeffrey Harlston, I don't even know who that is. All Causes of Action. John Janik, CEO of Interscope. All Causes of Action. David Keffer, head of music and audiobooks business at Spotify. So now we have Spotify executives, and they say this is for defendant's promotion and licensing of the defamatory material, defendant's use of covert tactics to promote the defamatory material, metrics related to publication of the defamatory material on music streaming platform. And of course, when you start talking about metrics, Drake is alluding to botting, right? Josh Kaplan, defendant's use of covert tactics to promote the defamatory material. You got Andrew Cronfield, UMG EVP of Marketing. You got Annie Lee, COO of Interscope. Avery Lipman, president of Republic. Okay? So he's not just going at the heads of UMG and Interscope, of course. He also wants his own people from Republic to have to answer to some things, right? Monty Lipman from Republic. Fatima Mahdi, marketing coordinator at Interscope. Lane Mankoff. I don't even know who the fuck that is. Gary Morella. Got Gary Morella on here twice. President of Promotion and EVP of Capital Music Group. What the fuck does Capital have to do with any of this? Pooja. Wait. Capital. It's strange, but Doechii signed to Capital. So I'm guessing their connection, and they're under the UMG umbrella, if I'm not mistaken. But what the fuck? I guess anybody in business with TDE. Pooja Mehta, I don't know who that is. Boyd Muir, CFO and EVP of UMG, for defendant's profit from publication and promotion of defamatory material, as in Not Like Us. Louis Nahira, Senior Manager Digital Marketing at Interscope. They want to get into the marketing of Not Like Us. Michael Nash, Chief Digital Officer of UMG. Lola Plaku, Jim Ropo, Anthony Saleh, that's Kendrick's manager. Mark Seepersod, Director of Analytics at Interscope, spread of the defamatory material. Excuse me. Jessica Stace, VP of International Digital Strategy. Defendant's use of covert tactics to promote the defamatory material. Will Tanis, EVP of Chief Administration Officer at UMG. You got Nicole. Who the hell is this? What's Kirko? Defendant's agreements with Kendrick Lamar. Okay, so I guess they're going to get into Kendrick's contract with Interscope through her. They have Amazon Music on here, right? Because remember, Kendrick performed Not Like Us multiple times at the Pop Out. Defendant's promotion and licensing of the defamatory material, metrics of the defamatory material on Amazon Music. So they're going to want to get into how many viewers actually tune into the Pop Out. They're going to want to see details of that. Apple, defendant's use of covert tactics to promote the defamatory material, metrics of the defamatory material on Apple Music, defendant's licensing, performing promotion of the defamatory material at the 2025 Super Bowl. So Apple is now going to be questioned about choosing him as the performer and perhaps not telling him that he can't perform Not Like Us. Audio Mac, that's strange. But I guess Not Like Us is offered on Audio Mac, which is a smaller streaming company. Billboard Media is now on the list for questioning. Complex, defendant's use of covert tactics to promote the defamatory material. So because Complex posted Not Like Us and you know, although they also posted all of Drake's disses, they're going to be questioned as well as Billboard Media. Deezer, which is a streaming company. Fox Corporation for defendants licensing and playing of the defamatory material at the 2025 Super Bowl. All right. Instagram, where both artists released diss tracks. Last FM, Napster Music, the National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences, aka the Recording Academy, Kendrick winning those Grammys for Not Like Us. They say decision to alter video of the 2025 Grammy. We know why they altered the videos, because y'all started crying like little girls. They have the National Football League for their decision to have Kendrick headline the Super Bowl. He had already performed at the Super Bowl a couple years ago. It didn't seem so far-fetched, but for the defendant's licensing of the defamatory material at the Super Bowl, decision to have the recording performed at the Super Bowl, and they want viewership metrics, although they've already been released, but they want to show how much they're going to try to hone in on how much viewership came in this year versus other years, because this was a record-breaking year, and he wants to try to use that against Kendrick and UMG. We've got PG Lang in here. We've got Penske Media Corporation. Cobuzz, I don't even know what the fuck that is. Rock Nation is in here for their decision to have Kendrick headline the Super Bowl, the licensing of the defamatory material, and the decision to have the song performed at the Super Bowl. Sirius XM, SoundCloud, Spotify, Tidal is in this motherfucker. TikTok, Twitch. I would assume Twitch is in here because streamers played it on Twitch. Universal Music Group, Vivo, YouTube is in that bit. Not to mention, you know, all the YouTubers such as myself that played these records. I didn't even get to play these motherfucking records because my channel was getting flagged out the wazoo off these disc records. We was just doing goddamn lyrical breakdowns on Genius. So yeah, that's Drake's list that he submitted to the courts for questioning, for potential witnesses. On the other side of the spectrum, we have UMG's list, okay? Persons likely to have discoverable information under Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 26A1 AI. UMG states that the following individuals and entities are likely to have discoverable information that UMG may use to support its defenses unless the use will be solely for impeachment, all right? So they have Gary Kelly. Mr. Kelly is likely to have discoverable information concerning revenues generated by the recording and video and the delivery and distribution of the recording, image, and video. They have Ramon Alvarez Smeekle, who is also on Drake's list. You have Bill Evans. Don't know who that is. They have Greg Morella, also on Drake's list. Jim Rappo, David Kafer, Drake, Aubrey Drake Graham, Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, and Anthony Saleh. All right. So this is the list that's been submitted by UMG for their own witness list. So nearly 70 people. Fuck. And to be honest, I don't think this is any surprise for Kendrick Lamar. We saw that he was doing the deposition throughout his whole tour. So I'm sure he was made privy of, being put on that witness list. Originally, when Drake started threatening to sue, UMG told them, hey, if you sue us, we're going to have to sue Kendrick Lamar. Perhaps that was their way of trying to get him to back down, to say, hey, if you implicate us, we're going to have to put everything on the table. Drake said, fuck it, let's put everything on the table then. I think that may perhaps backfire against him in the long run, especially as this case proceeds and they move into trial, which I do believe they're going to move into trial. I would be pretty shocked if the judge were to completely toss it at this point as they continue to make all this progress and move into the discovery of everything. So I think this will surely then get done tied on this shit, man. All this federal shit, all this court shit, all this police shit going on. I don't know what the fuck to say or how to say it no more. I don't know what's okay to say. My mouth is like, dawg, you don't want to be submitted for this shit because I have no knowledge. I don't know none of these niggas. I did not promote a motherfucking thing. I talked about both records, both artists. Please. Please do not Nicki Minaj me. Woo! I think it will for sure be going to trial. All right? Ugh. Exhausting? Yes. Ridiculous? Yes. Embarrassing? Yes. Completely not hip-hop? Yes. Put the D on the motherfucking test, man. Throw some D's on that bit. But this is what you asked for, Drake. So when shit start getting a little uncomfortable, you start squirming in your seat. Just remember what you asked for. Remember what you paid your legal team for. Because if you think this shit is finna go through without a hitch, you will be sadly mistaken. All right? But let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.